I wanted to just kind of rehash some of my favorite ones from that video that they talked about, and just I kind of call this slide like what to unlearn. And so heat pumps are different than traditional systems like boilers and furnaces, and there are a few things you may need to unlearn about how to operate them effectively and get the most out of your new investment. So, like the first tip was don't worry about the reading. So a heat pump measures the ambient room temperature differently than your old heating system. It's up higher and it does sense the heat temperature up there. And so you set your heat pump more to what you find to be the comfortable temperature, and just kind of adjust the setting up and down over the course of a few days until you find what that temperature is. And so basically pay a little less attention to what the number is on that controller and more about what feels comfortable in this space. So when you're kind of first using your unit, think about it that way instead of setting it to whatever you were used to setting it for your backup system. So in the area you're using your heat pump, it was talking about how you can like optimize your use between your maybe say you have an existing boiler or something at your house. Turn your old thermostat, 10 degrees lower than you used to. And if you used to have it set to 68, set it to 58. And this allows your old system to technically become the backup heat source. And if the area gets chilly during a severe cold snap, don't be afraid to turn the old thermostat up temporarily. But this way, with this kind of staging of the two systems, you can maximize the use of your heat pump and see how much it can do. And you can try to keep doors open with seeing it to see if the ductless unit can provide heating to that area. Or if you don't want the heat to go to that area, keep the door shut, like I said in the video. And this way, you're just preventing the existing system you have in your house from competing with the heat pump. And so rely on the heat pump as much as you can. It's going to do your heating more efficiently and at a lower cost for you than the backup system likely would be able to. And if you match up your heating zones to where you have installed the heat pump, which is a great way to kind of go about it, or displacing a whole zone of heat. If you have multiple zones in you can use this strategy to help the two systems work together instead of competing. And then don't fuss with it every day. So you may have lowered your temperature, like Sandy was saying, with your old heating system when you went to work or at night. Heat pump is different. It reaches peak efficiency by maintaining a set temperature. So go find that right setting that leaves you comfortable in the house and pretty much just leave it alone and let it do its thing. There are exceptions though, of course. If you're going to be out of the house for more than 24 hours, go ahead and turn it down. All right, and don't go easy on your heat pump. So the best way to benefit from a heat pump's superior efficiency is to use it for as much heating as it can handle. And you can experiment by, opening the doors with the zone, turning up the fan on the unit to see if it can blow air and warmth or cooling farther somewhere else in your house. You might be surprised by how much space a heat pump can actually heat for you. Like it said, don't use auto mode. So it's okay to use the auto fan mode, like they were saying, but the auto mode for heat and cool, I'd watch out for that one. Again, set it to heat in the wintertime, set it to cool in the summertime, and auto fan mode is okay. And don't use the lowest fan speed. So strange but true, a heat pump works most efficiently when the fan speed on the inside unit is set to a higher fan speed. Of course, the higher fan speed can make a little bit more ambient noise. So whatever you're comfortable with, get used to setting it to that, and that can help you the heat moving around more efficiently in the space or the cool. Don't forget to keep up on maintenance. Like I said, the unit free of debris, snow, and ice. And so with your contractor and finding a suitable place for where that unit could go, you want to avoid from putting a place where snow drifts always show up in the wintertime. So things like that you may be aware of, the contractor may not. Work together with them to try to find a spot that makes sense to put that condenser outside. And then if you do have a backup heating system, don't worry too much about an ideal swap over point. And so, a swap over point, what is that? That's the exact temperature below which it costs less to run your backup system than it does to run your heat pump. And so that's not easy to figure out. It does, since it depends on the backup fuel, the heat pump model you have, electricity rates, and many other factors. And so it's just good rule of thumb, use your heat pump as much as possible, unless your backup heating fuel is very affordable one, like natural gas, as we've been saying. There aren't enough super cold hours in the year for your heat pump in cold weather to make a swap over point worth worrying about, especially if you have something like oil or propane or electric resistance. And so, yeah, that's a good video, good one to refer to now and again, especially if you purchase a heat pump.